What's up, everybody? Krakenol here, and this is the top 10 cards from the Marvel Superheroes main set for Commander. All right, let's get into this top 10. So, I'm not adding the Mind Stone to the top 10. I just believe that Soulstone, Mind Stone, all these stones going forward are just going to be like instant Commander staples. They're going to be indestructible mana rocks. They're all going to have some sort of harness ability. And then in the future, we should get some sort of way to harness them in the gauntlet or power up Thanos, a new Thanos. So, they're just ones to watch out for, and feels like cheating adding them to the list. We got number 10. We got Thanos, the Mad Titan himself. He's red, white, and a black for a legendary creature, eternal villain, Death Touch, lifelink, 4/4 with the power up ability, Wooburg, and colorless. When you power him up, you put 2/1/1 counters on Thanos, choose odd or even, destroy each other creature with mana value of the chosen quality. Now, the power up ability is powerful but expensive, and it's only a board wipe for half the creatures. Although you can probably figure out ways to make that work in your favor. Um, but I just feel like being Thanos himself, and maybe some potential future where he can equip the gauntlet and the stones, that it's worth putting him in the list. Um, you do have access to all five colors, which kind of makes it so you have access to everything that Commander can offer, really, and blink shenanigans to maybe power up again, double up power, copy everything so you can choose odd and even, etc. So number 9, Doctor Doom. I really wish I could put Doctor Doom higher. I do, there's the Grixis version from the Commander set, and I believe this slots right into it. But he is a 4 and a black black 3/3 legendary creature human scientist villain. When he enters, you get 2/3/3 colorless robot villains named Doombot. And as long as you control a creature, a plan, or Doctor Doom or an artifact, Doctor Doom has indestructible. So his Doombots give him indestructible. And then he has like the Phyrexian arena, but at the end step, you draw a card and you lose a life. So he does have tacked in card draw. And he also has the Nim's Death Mantle Ashnod Altar combo with himself, where you basically sacrifice him. It triggers Nim's Death Mantle. You get the 2 colorless. You pay the another 2 colorless to put the Nim's Death Mantle on. And then make ETBs, and then you get 2 more, and you can sack him and another token. And then you got 4 mana now, so you can pay for the Nim's Death Mantle, and then loop, 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 loop. And then if you have like a Sephiroth or any other Blood Artist type effect out, you can drain the table. Number 8, we got King T'Challa, 1 white and a blue for a 3/2 flash. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. And then I just feel like him in the command zone is kind of unique to Azorius. Like, you have like the second card draw, you draw a card. That's not that unique, but having a flash double strike prevent all damage that would be dealt to Black Panther, I feel like you can play like some sort of control, maybe with like some good equipment splashed in. Not saying go full Voltron, but like a control-y Voltron deck, and really benefit off this backside having that in the command zone. Number 7, Tony Stark and the Invincible Iron Man. Artifact Commander. The front side is not terrible. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. If you may reveal an artifact from among them and put that into your hand, and the rest in the bottom. So you do have artifact selection. On the back side, he's flying haste at the beginning of combat on your turn. You may put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. If it's an equipment, attach it. So this one would be a little bit more Voltron-y, because you're getting the free equipment, or the free equip cost. Does not mean you have to be all equipment. You're an artifact deck. I mean, you can drop down some Aetherflux Reservoir. It doesn't cost that much, but you get the point. You can just drop a bomb from your hand onto the battlefield. Number 6, Bruce Banner, and the Invincible Hulk. Front side 1 for a 1/1, so it's a cheap commander. He has draw X cards, and you can only activate it as a sorcery. Or on the back side, which is what you really want to be doing, is 2 red, red, green, green for an 8/8 reach trample. Whenever Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him. There's an additional combat. Which leads us to, we got Moon Mist, so you could play him for 1, Moon Mist him, and get him out earlier. Very powerful. You got cards like Caltrops, which goes infinite with him because he's going to attack, deal a damage to himself, untap because it's combat, put a 1/1, and you just infinite combat, hit the table. Pyrrhemia is a little. You have to have the mana for it, but you can do a similar thing to Caltrops, where as long as you have mana, you can get that many combat steps. But another way to just kind of wipe the table. I feel like he's a giant threat, and you're going to become a target when he hits the battlefield. Number 5, Shuri, Wakandan Inventor, cheap. She's 1 in a blue for a 2/1 legendary creature, human artificer hero. I just feel like this is like in the next line of like your Ethereum sculptor kind of cards, where she makes artifact cards cost 1 less, but you can pay 1, and target artifact you control becomes a copy of a second target artifact you control, except for it isn't legendary. No inherent combos come straight off the top of my mind, as she is mono blue and she probably fits better in the 99 as a general herself. So that opens up a whole slew of things you can do and probably is it, etc. But I just feel like that ability tacked onto her plus the artifact reduction just makes her a contender for this. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Just don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. We've gone over all the precons. Now we're kind of doing top 10s as we wait for some box openings. I got a new setup here ready to go, and we'll play some arena once the Marvel set comes out. Number 4, Ironheart Clever Champion. This is probably my favorite card from the entire set. I'd love to put her higher. But I just feel like that 4 in a blue for a 3/4 legendary artifact creature, human hero. So she has an artifact herself, and she has improvise. So she's most likely coming out for 1 blue. But non-creature spells you cast have improvise. Normally, you see like on Inspiring Sanctuary, it's non-artifact have improvise. So this is just making anything that's not a creature have improvise. So this is probably a good commander, but very good in any sort of artifact in the 99. And I believe like even this Ironheart logo card is only like $7 right now. So that's a great pickup. Number 3, Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Undoubtedly probably could have been number 1. Very popular commander creature type in squirrels. 1 green, 4/4 legendary creature squirrel human hero. Do you like squirrels? When the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token, and then I love squirrels, 1 green, create X 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens, where X is the number of squirrels you control. Squirrel crazy. Uh, there's, your scurry of squirrels, honored Dryad Leader, the Toski, and then I believe, obviously, she goes great in the Chatterfang deck, where you get access to black, but just as a mono green commander herself, very worth it. Number 2, we got Nick Fury, Agent of Shield. So for this one, 1 mana, 2/1, power up, Wooburg, put 2/1/1 counters on Nick Fury, then look at the top 7 cards of your library, and you put a hero, equipment, or vehicle from among them onto the battlefield. If it's a double face card, you get to transform it. So, your Hulks, Tony Starks, all the other flip cards, T'Challa, etc. That was on the list. So, a couple ways to build it as a 1 mana like CEDH, and I'm not a CEDH player, but you get access to all of the free commander spells straight off like turn 1. Turn 1, play Nick Fury. You got Rollick, Guardianship, SWAT. Haze and Maneuver are not as good as the other 3, but just having access to all of those on turn 1, just that's insane. And then obviously, he's a 5-color hero commander, so that just lets you crack this guy. Open your superhero packs if you're new to Magic and you're just coming in because Marvel superheroes. Now you can throw every one of your heroes into it. Maybe pick up the precon and put those cards in here too, and you're just gonna have yourself a good hero commander straight off the bat. Honorable mentions before we get into our top number 1 card. Shield flying card, 2 in a blue, 3/3, flash flying. When it enters, exile up to 1 target creature you control. Return that card to the battlefield under its control at the beginning of the next end step. And it's got crew 1. So if you have ways to blink this also in like a flash flying blink deck, it's just another way to trigger that effect. Didn't feel like it went in the top 10, but it feels like it's worth mentioning for those style of decks. Captain America Super Soldier, he could be a commander himself. Just feel like he's a better 99 card, especially on like the Nick Fury deck. There's a blue white Captain America that sadly is better than him, I think. Uncommon that gives all your creatures pseudo vigilance. Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, goes like infinite with multiple ways in like elf decks because they can just come in and tap immediately. Super adapt. Oh, one of the green 2/2, sorry. You may activate abilities of creatures you control as if though they had haste, and then you can tap 2 and activate creatures' mana abilities. Or, yeah. Super Adaptoid, 2 and a star, 2, where his power is equal to the number of legendary creatures you control. You could technically put this in your Nick Fury deck, and then he gets keyword soup. Basically, if that creature has haste, Super Adaptor doesn't, you get a haste counter. Aim for flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, vigilance. Basically, put this in your deck as long as you have legendary creatures in it, and he gets everything that they have. Um, Cosmic Cube, this almost made the list. It probably should be on the list, but it's everything you kind of do in Commander already. 5 for an artifact, Ward 2. Whenever you attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may cast a spell from among them with mana value less or equal to the greatest power among attacking creatures you control without paying its mana cost, and then put the rest on the bottom row. Again, this probably could have made it on the list, probably beating out like Thanos and Doctor Doom for sure, but it just kind of felt like a Mind Stone cop out to me. So instead, I put it in the honorable mention. And our number one card is Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, 3 and a blue, 2/4 legendary creature. Reach whenever one or more token cards enter, you may draw a card. Now, this one, there are some curiosity combos and like mono blue, but I think he's better in the 99 and like Locust God. There's other color combinations of with blue that's gonna make the tokens and draw a card, and most likely it isn't. But whenever you draw a card, you create a token. Whenever you create a token, you draw a card. It goes infinite, and these have haste as well, so you can just close out the game, name a number, 1,000,000, 250 each person, and go. He also has like the Chrome Dome, Stride Hanger, Automaton, Crack Clan Ironworks combo that you could play in him because he's mono blue and it's an artifact. And then without finishing out, they added this uncommon infinite combo. Now you can't play it with him, but you can put this one in like a 4-color commander deck or the Fantastic Four commander deck where these go infinite together. I think the best one to kind of start the combo is like on your upkeep. You have Johnny, 2 and a red, 2/2 flying. Whenever you draw a card, if you control another hero, Human Torch deals 1 damage to target opponent. And then when a target opponent is dealt damage, you put a 1/1 counter on thing. And then when 1/1 counter is put on other heroes you control, you get a token 0/4 wall. And the wall triggers Reed, and Reed triggers Johnny, and Johnny triggers Ben, and Ben triggers Sue. So I think that's the number one card for me from the set that is, and especially it's an easy pickup. It's an uncommon. I mean, even if you want to pick up like this whole scene art right here, it shouldn't cost you that much. And then you buy the Fantastic Four precon, you just slap this thing straight in, and you already have a deck. Well, that's it for me today, guys. And that's my personal top 10 from the Marvel Superheroes main set for Commander. We'll be doing some jumpstart versions. Maybe I'll do like a jumpstart combined with all the precons, and we'll do like a top 15 there. You let me know down in the comments below how much you think we should do on that. I'll catch you guys on the next one.